we mean business. Cleaning your ass it's not gay. You got to have a dude wipe. Use this dude wipe, and when you touch your hole, it's more medical than anything. It's not flowery. You're not a girl. Use a dude wipe.
Go off, Delta!
It's Pride season, and I think it's time we talk about flushable wipes. You know, the number one thing that you want to do after you have a bowel movement, of course, is to use a bidet, but you don't always have that option. And if you don't have that option, of course, you can use a flushable wipe. Lots of brands have them. You can get Charmin, you could get Dude Wipes, you can get the Up and Up brand from Target. There's an Equate brand from Walmart. There's a ton of different ones. You can keep them in a refillable box, something stylish, or you can just open up that bag of refilled ones and just pull them out as you need. It's kind of like whatever your style is. If you don't have a small snappable carry case for them, you can keep them in your Luar purse. You can really keep them wherever. They're for on the go. I don't quite understand why they're called flushable when on the package it says like not safe to flush. But listen, I'm not putting them in a trash bin or a wastebasket in the bathroom. That's just not going to happen. Even if they come out like with no debris on them, they are going to be flushed. I'm a renter. That's on you. Like, sorry about it. I'm not responsible for the septic tank. I mean, yes, I'm sure it's like for some reason I'm responsible for the ozone layer with this, but you know, I'm separated enough from it that I can just blame it on someone else. But for now, you know, I feel like I really do not just love, but require a flushable wipe in my life, whether it is to, as the final step in visiting the bathroom and going number 2, or really just like to clean up an area, clean your hands. If there's not, you know, sometimes you go to like a public restroom and you can tell like washing your hands in the sink is going to be gross enough. It's like it's going to be worse than not washing your hands. If you have your own wipies, you can do that. And I call them wipies. Some people say wipes. I don't know why there's not sort of like an industry standard for these. I can tell you the ones that I love. I can tell you the ones that I'll tolerate. And I can tell you the ones that I would rather just walk around with a shitty ass than use. Number 1, the GOAT for me, the greatest of all time, is the Target Up and Up brand. They come in like a pack of 2 with like the resealable opening, that like the snap thing. I love those. I love the way that they come out. I love the amount of like wetness there is in them. They're not saturated, but they're not dry. I really like when I go on a Target run and they have the boxes of them that have the 2 packs, right? But it's like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I don't know. They're packs of 2 and there's probably 3. There's like 6 packs of 2, whatever that is. I told you I'm not good at math. Anyway, that's the box. That's a better deal. I don't have to go get them as many times. Those are wonderful. Middle of the road, I am going to use the Equate ones from Walmart. I think they're fine. The problem with those, it's a problem that happens with all of them across the board, but it really happens with those ones, is when you go to take one out, they rip. Like, not because they're too thin, but because they're so densely packed and because they've been, you know, in like a shipping container or whatever. So you have to kind of finger it a little bit to get that out. And then you start to like loosen it and then you get one. Right. And then you can use that one and then you decide if you need another one. Nice saturation, feels good on your butt. Not a problem. The other issue that happens with this one specifically, though, is when you go to take one out, a chunk of them comes out. So then you have to decide, like, am I wiping my ass 17 times with this? Or am I going to try to take it and sort of reposition it back in the opening that it came from so that somebody else can use it? But then you realize you've just put your hands all over those wipes and you haven't washed your hands. But They are kind of clean because you could maybe take one out and you could clean your hands and then put them back in there. But someone's going to know, like, the next person that goes to wipe their ass is going to realize you just fingered the hole where those wipes came from. Not that the hole that the wipes went into or around. You're not supposed to put them in you, you see. It's like for the outside. But you know, I'm not opposed. Like you can get the wipe and you can sort of position some of it on your finger so you can give a little like woo like that, right? To make sure you're extra clean. But listen, I mean, I don't know about you all, but we've talked about ghost before. And you know what else? Ghost. Do you know what a ghost is? I just don't, there's nothing residual. I mean, I really mean that. Like if you were to look in my rectum, there would be no residual. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's good or bad, but usually on the wet wipe, there's not even like anything there. It's just for good measure and freshness. I like that sort of white flower lily sort of smell, right? Like people will say like, oh, kiss my lily white ass. My ass isn't lily white. Like it's more, I don't get a lot of sun on my ass. So it's more light peach in color, I would say. It's not really brown, like it's more like light peach. And but I don't mind it being scented, right? Like when I put lotion on my body, I put lotion on my ass cheeks as well. And there's scent to that. So there's scent to the wipe as well. So I like that freshness. Some people don't. You can get unscented ones. That's going to be fine too. But those, they for some reason, they stick together. Now, the one that I really have no time for is a Charmin wipe. I'm just telling you right now, during the pandemic, it was hard to get toilet paper, wipes, alcohol wipes, all those different things. So whenever any brand came out, it was like, I'm getting that, right? If you had to get like one-ply gross toilet paper, you were like, well, it's something. So we all went through that. We get it. We have our preferences, but we also have like, when push comes to shove, you still have to wipe your ass, right? Well, you don't have to, but I prefer that you do, and I think the world prefers that you do. But the wipes that I just can't stand are those Charmin wipes. Something about them, it's like they're wet. They're not sopping wet. I think that they are wet enough. That's not the problem with them. The problem is they're just too thick to do anything. They're kind of like a saturated inter-office envelope. Like that's what, the envelope that has the little thing here, and then you do a figure 8 to hold it in place, and then you drop it in the bin and somebody carries it on and signs off. That's a Charmin wipe. That's what it feels like. They're so thick and so hard that it's like literally wiping your ass with a piece of pressed, well, it is pressed paper, I guess, but this is next level. It's just not good. I'm gonna use it if that's all there is. I have used it when that's all there is, but it's not great. And why the price discrepancy with all of them when they're all about the same thing? I don't need like a 4-pack to be, I don't know, $6.39 when then another 4-pack is like $4.49, and they technically do the same thing. It's like a give and take, really. When you get past those up and up ones and you get down to the mediocre and then the horrible, the mediocre and the horrible each have a positive and a negative. The positive to the Charmin is they're never going to stick together. They are going to come out one at a time, like a Pringle for your ass. That's going to be great. But they don't feel great on your skin. The others, the up and up, they feel very similar to the ones from Walmart. The problem is that, the Equate ones, those mediocre ones, feel very similar to the ones from Target, but they all stick together. So you're constantly wasting the ones that you take out because, you could be in the bathroom and you're like, okay, my ass is clean. Like my groin, if you need them for your groin is clean or freshened. What am I going to do with the rest of these? Maybe clean the baseboards in front of me, or like make sure that the rim of the toilet doesn't have any like sprinkles on it, or I don't know what you're going to do with it, but there's like too many butt wipes for one number 2 session. Now, there is something else that floats around sometimes that I'm so confused about, and that's a dude wipe. the dude wipe came out and I think was supposed to somehow speak to people who have like hyper masculinity, toxic masculinity issues. I that's what I get from it for a couple of reasons. First of all, the packaging is black and blue. So it says to you straight up, like, we mean business. Cleaning your ass it's not gay. You got to have a dude wipe. Use this dude wipe. And when you touch your hole, it's more medical than anything. It's not flowery. It's not you're not a girl. Use a dude wipe. And why? Like, why can't you, why is cleaning your ass, like, why is there a binary for that? Like, why? I'm so lost as to why the dude wipe is necessary. Because listen, I've heard of this thing that a lot of dudes, toxic masculine dudes who are afraid to touch their asshole because they think it's so gay or something. That's really somewhere else. These are the same kind of, toxic masculine people who are afraid to go get a pedicure because that's so gay. Oh, so having an ingrown toenail is more masculine? Like, I'm so lost. And also, whoever made the dude wipes, who decided that the dude wipes, in theory, in their original packaging, had to be bigger than a regular flushable wipe? Is this to suggest that men have a bigger asshole? Like, in general, like they have more space to cover? I don't think the area that's producing the number 2 is going to technically be that much bigger than somewhere else. So a bigger mess is going to be made. So there's no need for this dude wipe. Also, why does the dude wipe then, if we're going to be so like toxic and afraid, why can't the dude wipe then smell like cool water or something? Why does it have to be unscented? I want to smell pine and resin and cool waters and a brook. And, well, not a like brook like a lady, but brook like, a babbling brook. Why can't it smell like alpine? If you're so masculine and you're so worried about it, wouldn't you want it to smell decent? I've heard that there's a movement of straight men. Maybe it's happened forever, but I've heard that there's a thing where a lot of cis straight men do not like to clean their ass. Like they don't like to open their ass cheeks in the shower. Come on. Don't you open your armpit in the shower? Don't you scrub between your toes? Don't you make sure that your shins are clean? And you can't clean your ass? Your asshole? Like gooch, like you just have gooch grease? I've heard of people, they put like, these guys put like toilet paper in their ass, like in their underwear or something to catch the gooch grease. Big Dipper told me this. Not, he doesn't do it, but he's told me that he's heard of this. Maybe it's on the Sloppy Pod. I don't know. They talk about everything, but I'm talking about what I heard from Big Dipper about this phenomenon. And these are people who are afraid of flushable wipes. Don't be afraid of flushable wipes. I get it. If you own your home and you have a septic system and it's a problem and whatever, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe stop owning your own home. Maybe start renting. And that way you can be sure that your ass is clean. And as soon as those wipes are used, you get rid of them. That's what I say. Use flushable wipes on your ass Pride Month and every month of the year. Do you want to see me take a break? Because I think you want to see me take a break.